Game of Life Training.
Hello, everybody. This is Aaron David Spiegel here with Game of Life Training, training for the game of life. On today's Drive at 5 Live, no jive, we're going to talk about self-care and what that means and what we can do to better that. Because self-care is going to be different for you than it's going to be for me. And it always starts wherever you are. So you know that if you take care of yourself, that your life is better. You know that. So if if you take care of yourself physically, that your body is better. You know, if you take care of your mind and direct your mind and you protect your mind and you don't just feed it a bunch of stuff and you learn and you grow, that you're better. Your mind is better. And spiritually, when you connect with source, as and use that, it's like the better that you can connect with yourself and know yourself and explore yourself, forgive yourself, um, and decide whatever it is that you want in this world. Decide. When you can figure that out, then you can develop the life that you want, as opposed to just being chaotic and a mess or whatever, out of balance. Self-care. I looked it up on Chat GPT just to see what it has to say. I haven't looked at that yet, so I don't know what it says. I kind of just rolled through, but I'm going to go over that. And if you're driving, I'll just read it and you can listen. And then I'm going to add a little bit of commentary here or there, depending upon what I think, or maybe just move on. Okay, so let's do it like this. So I asked the question, why is self-care the best care? And in my own opinion, self-care is the best care. And it goes like this. Self-care is the best care. I take care of myself. Self-care is the best care. Anyway, that's a jingle that's coming along. It'll be around sometime soon. So I asked the question, why is self-care the best care? It says, why self-care is the best care. Self-care is essentially because it lays the foundation for overall well-being. Taking care of yourself enables you to show up fully for your responsibilities, relationships, and goals. Here's why self-care is the best care. And it says, number one, it sustains your physical health. When you prioritize your body's needs, adequate sleep, proper nutrition, regular exercise, you build resilience against illness and maintain energy to meet life's demands. Think of self-care as preventative maintenance, like caring for a car to ensure it runs smoothly. And I was just this because I was getting ready to do this video and I was thinking about just what you can do on a day that is self-care. I mean, just waking up. You could really make it a full-time job to do self-care. I mean, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work. Um, because there's always something that you can add or be better at or you know what I mean? But ideally, get yourself in at least a condition where you can navigate this life. Okay. So it says number 2, it sharpens your mental and emotional health. Stress and burnout are minimized when you intentionally set aside time to decompress and recharge. Activities like mindfulness, journaling, or simply saying no to overcommitment allow you to process emotions and maintain clarity. So that's what I say, mantra and exercise every day. It's mantra and exercise every day. It's me time. ME, mantra exercise. It's when you speak to yourself, when you've written down and you're conditioning the new you have to die to your old self, right? You have to die to that old self and become your new self. So you let these things go. You're taking care of yourself better now. You can say that. I'm taking care of myself better every day. That's your mantra. You can say one thing. I'm becoming physically, spiritually, and emotionally better every day. That kind of covers the gamut. Spiritual, mind, body, spirit, right? Mind, body, spirit. If all of those are in good shape, you're able to help somebody else. You're able to help yourself. You're able to get done the things that you would like to get done. You're able to add joy, value to the people around you because you're not chaotic. You're not crazy. But if those things are out of balance, that's why self care is the best care. I take care of myself. Self care is the best care. So it sustains your physical health, it sharpens your mental and emotional health. It says activities like mindfulness, journaling, or simply saying no to overcommitment allow you to process emotions and maintain clarity. See, half the reason that people are so crazy is because the world is crazy and it's kind of designed you to stay busy chasing a success that is not emotionally, spiritually, or physically fulfilling. You're it's like a pipe dream. They sold you the American dream and this is what you're supposed to believe. So you have to stop and say, what is it that I want? What do I want? But first, start with yourself. Do something, start where you are and do something better for yourself. You'll be happy with yourself. You're the only one that has to live with you. You have to live with you. You can't leave you behind. So the happier you are and the more contented you are with yourself, and that takes work because you have to get past the self of yesterday. And you have to get the understanding and you have to get the awareness. You have to be aware. And if you're not aware of the things that you're saying to yourself all day long, if you're not aware of those things, you have no possibility to change anything. You're going to keep going doing the same things, saying the same things to yourself and to others until you break that pattern, until you break that process and you institute a new one. And that's your mantra. It's a practice on a daily basis. You can say to yourself, I'm becoming healthier every day, 20 times a day, 50 times a day. You can say that to yourself. I'm I'm taking better care of myself every day. That's pretty simple. Now, what does that conjure in your mind, or what does that trigger? What does it look like for you to take better care of yourself at this point from where you are right now? What's the next step? What's one thing that you could do today? Even just look something up, or what is one thing that you could do today to implement whatever it is that you just flashed in your mind? You can start in that on that path. What's it look like for you to be healthier? What's it look like for you to be uh, more spiritually fit? What's it look like for you to be more emotionally or mentally fit? What's that look like for you? You know, if you were just a little bit more, or something that that you could do today that would take you on that path, a little bit of momentum. Because this is a practice, it's a daily. You're doing something new, or ideally adding to or reinforcing something every day. You're working on yourself every day. If you're not, you're lost. You are lost. You must first have that awareness. You must first have that awareness of yourself, of what you're doing, when you're doing, because you're in a hypnosis of just walking through life. So the awareness is first. And then it says number three, I'm going to keep going here. It strengthens relationships. When you take care of yourself, you're able to give your best to others. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Self-care prevents resentment and or exhaustion that often arises from overextending yourself for others. Self-care. So it's basically self-care is not being selfish, or selfish is probably, I mean, if they are the same, being selfish, you know, you have to take care of yourself first. I mean, it's kind of a difference in connotation when you say, somebody's selfish, because you would think that they just didn't want to give you something or share something with you, or, they were willing to screw you over to get their way. But really, being selfish means that you're taking time to take care of yourself. I mean, you have to be selfish with that. You have to practice it daily. And that's why I say write a mantra down. Put it somewhere where you can put it, see it on your mirror. It really does make a difference. And you know what? If you've seen these videos before, I talk about the same stuff a lot because it takes many iterations. I got that from Neville Goddard. It takes many iterations. Iterations are just essentially repetitions. You have to say it so many times or hear it so many times before it finally will sink in. And once it sinks in, now you can do something with it. And in the meantime, you can still do something with it. You're practicing, you're getting better at it. You're starting to see it out in the world. You're starting to see the results. And you're like, wow, I really am becoming healthier every day. Wow. I really am getting better at, you know, taking care of myself every day, because you say it. If you say that, I'm getting better at taking care of myself, say that out loud right now, or don't, but say it in your mind. I'm getting better at taking care of myself. If you say that and you say that 15 times and you keep saying it and you say it and you condition it into your mind, you put it in there and you envision what it looks like. I mean, you don't even have to do that. You'll just start to do that. But if you can envision what it looks like and then feel what it looks like, you'll be inspired immediately to take action. Or when something comes up, that's going to come out. Instead of you're like, I'm going to have, um, say, grilled chicken and vegetables today for lunch instead of having um, pizza and wings. I don't know, whatever it is for you. Okay, so it said it strengthens relationships, and that's, because the better that you're dealing with yourself, the better you'll be able to deal with other people, right? And if you're happy with yourself, then it's easier to handle other people. Um, it says it increases productivity. And then it says taking breaks, nourishing your body, and ensuring rest improve focus and efficiency. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. Rested and well cared for individuals accomplish more with less stress. So basically, it's saying get enough sleep. And what we've been taught for sleep is not right. Okay. You should have about, I'd say about 8 hours of sleep, and even 10 hours and even 12 hours if your body demands that. It depends on what you're pushing it through. But we need more sleep than what we've been taught. 6 hours is really not enough. And that's probably what people get because, taking care of yourself is also turning off the TV. It's, not just staying up later than you should when you know that you should be getting some sleep. It's, your diet, it's supplementing, it's taking a multivitamin, it's drinking more water. I mean, getting rest is where I was at on that, and it's huge. You have to have enough rest because if you don't have enough rest, really, I mean, you're in chaos here already now. It does change things. So try to get some rest. That's a good thing that you can do. And sometimes circumstance will not allow for it, but taking a nap is not a bad thing. That's all. Um, Taking breaks. Okay, so like if you're at a computer all day, just take a break, stand up, move your body. Um, you can even go for a quick walk somewhere, or just a couple of body weight squats or something. Move your body, stretch. Don't stay stagnant. Just move. It says increases productivity because you have the energy and the mental clarity to be able to do the task at hand. It says it cultivates self worth, and that's hugely powerful. Your self image is going to dictate what you are willing to do or not willing to do. How you look at the world is going to be reflection of your self image in a big way. So it says it cultivates self worth. Prioritizing self care sends a message to yourself that you matter. I suppose, yeah. It says it aligns your actions with the belief that your well being is just as important as anyone else's. Um, I'd say, you'll just feel better, guaranteed, if you take better care of yourself. You just do because it's like a sense of accomplishment that you get to. You're happier with yourself, and that, makes you more valuable. It makes you more valuable to yourself and to others. Okay, number 6, it says it's essential for spiritual growth. Self care can include spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, or spending time in nature. These activities help you connect with the deeper purpose and values, creating balance and peace. So it says go outside, be still and know that I am God. Pray. Pray is your mantra, okay? A mantra is a prayer, it's a form of a prayer. Meditate, meditation. There's so many different ways to meditate. I am not, I use imagination as meditation. That's how I do it. I I put some music on and then I'll just lay there with the music on and close my eyes, maybe put my hands here, lay on my back, and for about 20 minutes, just with intention, lay there. That's your meditation. If you could put some music on that's just kind of like windy or, no words to it, or you can use your mantra there. You can put a mantra on. That could be your meditation. Just lay there and, repeat the stuff back to yourself. But when I do one, I with go in with an intention of a certain desire, and then I'll just focus on that and practice believing it, practice um, saying whatever it is that I want, imagining it as if it's already happened. That's my meditation. And if you can meditate, you know, every day, awesome. You can do it at any time. Meditation is not one of those things that is as complex as, you don't have to be some guru to meditate. All you really have to do is find a quiet spot and, maybe put some music on that, like I said, just will kind of give you some background music, whatever you choose, ideally without words. So that's meditation. Or you don't even have to have music. You just like close your eyes, sit on your bed, lean your head back, go inside, leave the world behind. Say, right now I'm going to focus on, you know, and just whatever it might be, not worrying. I'm going to focus on, that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to focus on, whatever it is that you are feeling in that time, or, you know, you don't have to focus on anything. Just say, I'm focusing on positive, 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 positive. I mean, if you just repeat positive in your mind, your mind's gonna like find things that are positive for you. So these are little tips and tricks. They work. I know that they work. I've watched others. I use it for my own self. Okay. Examples of self-care practices: physical, eating nourishing meals, exercising, hydrating, and resting. I think we covered all of that. Emotional, setting boundaries, expressing gratitude, or seeking therapy when needed. In therapy, I mean, sometimes just speaking is all the therapy you need. Just getting the shit out on the table. You know, blah, get rid of it. But then once you do, then let it go. Don't focus on it anymore. You don't want to talk about something again and again and again and again and again and again and again because you're just looping. We're here to break those loops and say only what you want. Say only what you want. Focus on your words. Say only what you want. So it says emotional setting boundaries. And that means, as you become the better person or the different version, because you have to die to your old self, right? As you die to your old self, other people are going to try to hold you to that old self. They're going to they see you that way. It's not their fault. So you have to set that boundary. You have to let them know, look, that's not who I am anymore. That's who I was. Or, maybe totally just separate yourself if necessary. I mean, that happens. As you grow, you will separate yourself. You're going to stop hanging out with some of the same people. You're going to view things differently, and people will want to try to drag you down. They don't want to watch you grow. They don't want to, only because, not because they don't love you or, but because they're self-conscious. They have an issue with themselves. And if you do better and you've been hanging out with these guys and you do better or you want to do better, they'll be like, they'll give you reasons why you can't. They will. Most people anyway. So you may not want to hang out with them. You might separate yourself, or you might say, look, that's not the way it is, but you might not be strong enough to do that. So maybe you can't do that. I don't know what your situation is, but you have to set boundaries. That's it. And boundaries could be with your family too. And you say, look, this is my time. I get, 20 minutes. I'm going to start this tomorrow. I'm doing 20 minutes at right after dinner or, right before bed. I'm going to set my alarm for 10 o'clock so that before bed I can do my meditation or nightly prayer. And your nightly prayer can be, thank you, for making me healthy. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this house. It can be daily in the morning as well. It's a great way to wake up with gratitude. You can use gratitude all day long because what you put out, you get back. And if you're grateful, you're putting out vibes to to reflect back to you things to be grateful for. So you're gonna just, it's like a synaptic loop. That's a good loop. Okay, we're creating a good loop with that because better thoughts come. Okay, it says mental, learning new skills, reading or taking breaks from social media. This is Chat GPT. It's like slow your roll on social media. I know for my own self, I have to I have to be aware of what I'm doing with social media because you can get caught up in it and you can, what you focus on expands. So you have to like go at it with an approach that it's a tool and it's, you're learning or something like that. For me, anyway, you do whatever you want, but it says taking breaks from social media, and this is Chat GPT. Um, learning new skills. So, what's something that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done? Um, I've got all kinds of stuff, my own self. It says reading. Reading is always good. Find a book. I used to say I don't read, and then I did read a lot, and now mainly I've gotten most of my information or iterations from YouTube. YouTube has been very powerful. The great thing is you have everything at your disposal if you just look for it, but you have to be focused in that direction. It's so crazy because the more you need this understanding, the harder it is to get here. You're uh you're the one in the most need and the one that needs the most help, and you just don't want to do it because you can't. How can you want to do it? Anyway, so congratulations that you are here and you are doing it, because this is the process. You have to be focused on it and become aware of your thoughts and put new ones in. And then it says why it's the best care. Um, oh, it says prayer, meditation, and engaging in acts of kindness for spiritual. So prayer, meditation, we kind of covered that, and engaging in acts of kindness is the golden rule thing, because you can't give anything away without getting it back. When you're nice or you go out of your way, I'm sorry, not nice. When you're kind and you go out of your way and you do something that you feel good about, that's like an immediate win. You are like, yeah, I did that and I didn't have to do that. And you recognize you being like, yeah. And then not only that, you get feedback from the situation now or later. And maybe you never see it. Maybe you don't even realize it. But it's there. It may come in a different form. You may get a different kind of reward. So, oh, and then it says why it's the best care. When you care for yourself, you're better equipped to care for others and pursue your goals. Self-care isn't selfish. It's the foundation that allows you to thrive in every aspect of your life. And then I asked, what are the most important forms of self-care to practice daily? And it says, most important forms of self-care to practice daily. Daily self care doesn't need to be complicated, but it should address your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. Um, Here are the most important forms of self care to prioritize each day. Physical self care, and I really do agree with that. I think if you start with the physical, if you just start doing like something more today in your physical, that it carries over into the rest of you. It's like it's kind of the easiest way I think to get started. But you could start with reading, and that's the same concept, because reading is going to get you to physical. And once you get that ball rolling, it's like everything kind of works off of itself. It's so cool. But it says taking care of your body, um physical self-care. Taking care of your body is foundational because it directly affects your energy, mood, and overall health. Daily practices: hydration, drink plenty of water throughout the day. You do know that water has been fluoridated, and um, there's research out there about fluoride and what it does, or what it does, where it comes from, all that stuff. So I would encourage you to look up what is fluoride, and there's ways to eliminate fluoride through filtration and stuff like that. But um, either way, you need to drink more water, and if you can drink like distilled water or um, non-fluoridated water, something natural, even out of the stream, that's awesome, right? It's already got like um what's the word? It's already got oh, I'll just say calcium, minerals. Yes, minerals in there. So like Tennessee mountains, drink that water. Nourishment: eat balanced, whole food meals and fuel your body. So essentially, eat for fuel. Eat for fuel. Um, there's a whole I mean, you can learn more and more about that daily too. It says movement. Engage in at least 20 to 30 minutes of physical activity, whether it's a walk, stretching, or a workout. See, that's like daily. This is daily. Engage. This is Chat GPT. This is exactly what I agree with. I mean, I agree with it. This is what I've taught people and, practice for my own self. 20 to 30 minutes of physical activity. If you do that and you start where you are, which means that you might have to just walk. And if you can't do 20 minutes, do 5. But you got to first be like, I'm doing something right here. Like, I'm doing something, take action. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do a 5-minute walk. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do a 10-minute walk. 10 minutes. If you're healthy and you can move, generally speaking, and you're not completely obese and not everything hurts everywhere, you can definitely do some sort of a 20-minute walk. You could do 10 minutes out and 10 minutes back. You know where you're at on that. But if you can't do 20, do 10. If you are if that described you what I said before, just move 5 minutes away and move 5 minutes back. And if that's too much, start with 3 minutes. If that's too much, start with getting out of the bed. If you're 600 pounds and you can't even get out of the bed, get out of the bed, or just sit up. Sit up and, pass a meal. Pass a meal. No, thank you. Pass a meal. Drink more water. Do one thing. Whatever you can do. Just start somewhere. But 20 minutes a day is freaking awesome. That's what you want, at least. And then it becomes easy and you can add to that and you can diversify. But find something you like to do and find a way that you can do it for 20 minutes every day. You have 20 minutes to take a poop if you had to. Okay. So there's 20 minutes in your day that you can find or make or plan. Because if you have to poop and you're stuck on the toilet and you're still pooping and you have to be at work, you're going to continue pooping if it means that you're not pooping in your pants on the way into work. You're going to sit there and you're going to call work and you say, hey, sorry, dude, I'm pooping. Well, just as important as your exercise for the day, just as important as pooping. If you want to poop regularly, make sure you do your exercise. So, and then it says, rest. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. And that's awesome because that's what this says. And they don't tell you that, though. They're like, 5, get the grind. They're like, you'll have time to sleep when you die. I think these are terrible beliefs that people have, and that's fine. If you're trying to, if everything is all about that to you, go for it. There's a time and a place for beliefs to support you. I just don't personally think it's necessary to say bust your butt in the process. You can just take it in an easy and relaxed manner in a healthy and positive way. You'll get there. You'll get everything in its right time as you should. Nothing happens except that which should have happened or should happen, or else it wouldn't happen, right? So you'll get there. And since you're paying attention to your thoughts and your beliefs, why not do it in an easy and relaxed manner in a healthy and positive way? Why wouldn't you? If you have that control, you do. When you start saying that, you start realizing it and you catch yourself when you're like stressed out. Like, I don't need to be there. I don't need to cause this physical angst. I don't need to cause dis-ease within my mind and body. I don't need that. It says, number 2, mental care. Your mind needs daily care to remain sharp, focused, and at ease. Practices mindfulness. Spend 5 to 10 minutes practicing meditation, deep breathing, or simply being present. What it means to be present is you're aware that I am here, right now. This is the moment. I'm aware of myself, my experience, my whatever surroundings. Right here, right now. This is where everything is done. Everything happens right now. So that's being present. And it says learning, read, listen to a podcast, or explore a topic that interests you. And I feel like, you know, this is where I live. This is where I live because I'm always researching. I'm always learning more about whatever, my interests are. So you have to do that though, rather than like sit there and watch TV and watch Netflix. You know, YouTube is a better resource to learn something. You can be entertained and learn. That's freaking awesome, right? Yeah. And it'll come in helpful sometime. Says as emotional self-care. Number 3 here. Take time to process your emotions, reduce stress, and enhance emotional resilience. Daily practices. Gratitude practice. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Everywhere that you ever have, they always start with gratitude. It says be thankful. Why would you get more good stuff if you're not thankful for what you already have? Why would you get more? It's nuts, okay? And also, it's like when you're in negative mindset like that, just to be grateful of something is out of reach a lot. You have to like say, okay, you have to be like, okay, I got to practice my gratitude because it's not an easy process if you're just used to bitching and moaning and complaining and finding all the bad habitually. It's not an easy process to, eliminate that and start saying, I'm so thankful that, I have a roof over my head. I'm so thankful that I ate today. I'm so thankful that I can move, that my body works properly as far as things go. I'm so grateful that I have the ability to decide whatever it is that I'm going to do next. I'm so grateful that, I'm so grateful. Those are, but it says do three. I mean, do it all day long. Do it. You don't have to do it once in the morning. Do it all day long. You got to write this stuff down. Okay. Write it down, put it somewhere you can see it. Remind yourself. These videos are all about that, just reminding you on a daily to be aware of your own thoughts and move in a direction that's going to support your life as you would like it, living by the golden rule. It's all the same message all the time, every time. In love, because I would want to know this. Somebody taught me this information, right? Somebody shared this with me. I mean, it's not just somebody. I went to a bunch of different sources. I studied a bunch of different people again and again and again and again. And finally it sinks in, and then you move a little bit more toward wherever and away from that crap, the crap that has become you that you're not happy about. You move away from that and more toward the stuff that I mean, but go back to a child and children, they're so innocent, and they absorb everything. And as a child, do you remember being a child and wanting things and you just, were so innocent and you just, this is what I want to be when I grow up. This is, all the things that are possible. And, you could see yourself doing all kinds of different stuff. And then, that gets beat out of you if you don't replace her, if you're not lucky enough to have people around you that, build you up in those kind of ways, whatever it might be. So you have to do it for your own self. Nobody's responsible for this but you. Self care is the best care. The better you take care of yourself. All right. Self care is the best care. Take care of myself. Um, expression. It says journal or talk to a trusted friend about your feelings. Yeah, I'm sure that works. I mean, I think the biggest thing is tell yourself how to feel and what you would like to feel. Say it, write it down. The things that take you closer. But yeah, it is good to talk about stuff. Boundaries. Say no to anything that drains your energy. Spiritual self care, prayer, meditation, acts of kindness, nature, social self care, optional daily, but important regularly. Says check in with a loved one, even if it's a quick call or a text. That's nice, right? Surround yourself with positive influences, even virtually. So let me be a positive influence for you, um, to remind you to pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your words, pay attention to your imaginal acts, pay attention to how you react, pay attention to what you're doing. Just remind yourself. And I need the reminder every time I tell you, I'm telling me. So, anything I'm talking about here either applies or has applied. And essentials to never skip. If time is tight, these are the most critical daily self care habits. This is based on ChatGPT. It says drink water and eat something nourishing. Spend 5 to 10 minutes in mindfulness, prayer, or deep breathing. Move your body for at least 20 minutes and write down or reflect on something positive, gratitude, or goals. Now, that's the essentials to never skip. Do you think or did you skip those today? Any one of those? And those are just essential. They're just critical for your mind, body, and health, spirit, your, overall beingness, your your experience, your quality of life. They're just essential. So did you do that today? I'll tell you what I've done. I've personally, and what I've still got to do. It says drink water and eat something nourishing. I've drank water. I do practice intermittent fasting or trying to eat only once a day. Um, and then it says drink. It says spend 5 to 10 minutes of mindfulness. I've done that for sure today. Prayer or deep breathing, because I practice that all day long, truly. And that's, I mean, I spend just as much time inside my mind as I do in this realm. It says move your body for at least 20 minutes. That's coming soon. Um, and then it says write down or reflect on something positive. I do that every morning at least, but I'll do that throughout the day. So that's ChatGPT's take on things. But I share 90% of what they have to say. I think, and hopefully I I know it was a long video today, and but I think it was critical, and I think it's something that you could benefit from, or somebody could benefit from. You probably, hopefully, ideally, you've already benefited from. When you start working on yourself and you don't know where to go, find people that have done it, and then learn from them. And it's people around you. I went to so many seminars and listened to so many books on tape and read so many books, about self-development, because everybody has their take on it and their understanding. And if you don't know where to go, you have to learn and you have to practice, and you just have to remind yourself every day. You have to remind yourself. So anyway, pass it along to somebody. Take a step today. Take a step today in becoming a better version of your own self, becoming happier with yourself, raising your self image, looking at yourself with a little bit more respect, looking at yourself with, if you respected yourself, what would that look like? If you were happy with yourself, what would that look like? What does it mean to take better care of yourself? What's it mean for you? These are questions only you can answer. Pass this along to a friend, share it with a loved one. Comment below. Tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you've done. You know, you're probably watching the replay at this point, but I want to thank you for joining me. I do a live at 5 every day, at least for now. And I'll put a link up sometimes, and you'll have the opportunity to come up and we can actually bounce back and forth. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about what you do on whatever subject we're talking about, which is always going to come down to words. You have to mind your words. You have to mind your imagination. You have to learn to direct and control your own mind and thoughts. Once you do that, then you can navigate the world. Until then, it is a practice for mastery for everybody every day. The most fundamental practice that you could ever, be aware of. Practice. It's the most fundamental because it's going to dictate the experience that you have in this world. What I'll say from this point is thanks again for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and make it your best day ever.